Welcome everybody to the Join the League season number 5, the Asian Division 2, as we finally do get the game for ourselves. It will be game number 2 though. Game number 1 wasn't played just because ImpreZa were way too late in getting into the lobby as full 5. So it's a 1 game advantage for Zero Latitude already. So hopefully they're gonna just give us an exciting game for 2 games pretty much with the secondary one here. But we're HeflaTV, I'm Couchor, and I'm gonna be joined by somebody new today. It is Danelie. How you doing?
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm really excited. A little bit disappointed that we missed out on the first game, but hopefully we are in for something a little bit more exciting aside from staring at a lobby, I guess, for 15 minutes.
Oh man, it's way too common of a thing to be honest, but I have to say this was the first time we actually reached the 30-minute mark without the other team showing up, so it was kind of the first def win I've seen. Or at least a first def win for only 1 game, let's just put it like that. But
Yeah.
we can definitely hope for an exciting game, and well, with Medusa being banned out, it might be exciting, unless we're going to get like a Naga Siren or something.
I guess people could decide to pick a Naga Siren if they really want to, but with the first hard carry ban, actually, I guess Shadow Fiend is a popular ban now just because of DAC. We've seen how powerful he is as a hero, just because wasn't there a change to his ultimate where you can do what was it? The centaur. There's something with the ultimate they changed so it does that massive burst damage with the Yule Scepter. I forgot what it was.
Well, I'm not entirely sure about that. I know that Yule Scepter was changed in its interaction with Axe in the most recent patch, so that you cannot Berserker's Call while somebody's up in the air, but I'm not too sure if Shadow Fiend was affected by it or not, but I mean, in general, I'm not entirely sure if Shadow Fiend is even like a necessary ban in the first phase. At least against some teams. Probably those teams know more about each other than I know about them, I'd assume. Maybe they're like practicing up against each other. But even a Faceless Void banned out, those are just bans you don't see that often. Usually it's like Axe, Juggernaut, Troll Warlord, quite possibly, Brewmaster, heroes as such, but well, we'll see what they have in store for us.
Southeast Asian Dota, my friend. But I actually have cast quite a few of Zero Latitude games, and I actually haven't seen them play Shadow Fiend overall. So I actually think this is just a hero ban coming out from ImpreZa. I very rarely see. I don't even think I've ever seen Zero Latitude play Shadow Fiend, to be completely honest.
I myself haven't seen Zero Latitude for the longest of times. I think I used to cast them when they were still playing Division 1 in like Season 2 or 3 of Join Dota League. And from that point, their lineup has pretty much, I think, changed the full roster in the meantime.
Yeah.
But they're even taking a really long time with the first pick here as well. What hero do they favor, or is like any hero that comes to mind for you?
No, from what I'm aware of Zero Latitude, they love to play very aggressive. So they love their roaming support. So if you look at this first pick here, Lion, he's one of the great best supports to roam during the early game because he has access to 2 disables when he hits level 2. But he's got a great level 1 disable with that Hex. That's, what was it, 2.5 seconds at level 1. That's a massive stun duration, so he's really good at roaming, so this is to be expected from Zero Latitude. I believe they also like their Vengeful Spirit as well, but she has been banned out. So I'm actually expecting a lot of early game to mid game heroes here from Zero Latitude. Maybe a couple of heroes to scale into the late game as well, just to be prepared.
Well, I mean, early roaming is always fun to watch, and if the supports actually pull it off as well, if they get kills anywhere they go, it just sets up for a much easier mid-game dominance really for you. But ImpreZa themselves, picking up a Battler now, one of the greatest initiators in the game probably. Of course, Lion, great counter there as well, especially if Lion manages to get his own Blink Dagger, just Blink Hex once you see the lasso coming out. And ImpreZa, I guess now the Vengeful Spirit ban just comes into play as well a little bit. So no counter or no direct counter to the bat, and we have a Troll also, so kind of aggressive heroes for ImpreZa.
Yeah, so we have the Troll Warlord here, so that means they're going to have a lot of fighting potential, especially when they try and pick up that potential right-click physical carry. Now, what heroes do we normally see with Troll Warlord?
Well, I mean, any kind of hero that can hit hard will do well, I guess. Sometimes they don't even pick up like any heroes, like some teams, sadly so, they don't go for like massive synergy with the battle trans. Faceless Void would have been excellent, to be honest, but that is banned out, unfortunately. So is the Medusa. I'm still hoping for a combination that I've only seen once, is the IO Tiny with a Troll Warlord.
We do actually see a couple of tiny combos in Southeast Asian Dota, from what I've seen anyway, but it's far and few between. They're not like the European teams where they really love their Wisp, but a couple of combos I've seen with the tiny with the Wisp is obviously the tiny Wisp, and there's also the Sven Wisp as well. I actually have seen that a little bit in Southeast Asian, but I don't think Zero Latitude will pick that up. They pick up the Brewmaster though, so they do have some nice teamfight control with our Brew. Very tanky, so he's going to be the main initiator for Zero Latitude. I was thinking of a hero just now, but I actually forgot. I think it was Meepo. I believe Zero Latitude actually has a Meepo player on their side. Now this is... I don't want to say it's a pick that's not going to happen. We do actually see Meepo quite frequently in Southeast Asian Dota. I don't even know why they love the Meepo, but they really do. And when they get their Meepo, they can eventually snowball. And a lot of the times, it's really hard for the opposing team to actually deal with the Meepo, because Meepo is normally picked up last. You'd never see it as the third or fourth pick. He'll always be that surprise last pick.
That's probably the best position to pick it up in as well, I think, because otherwise, there's just too much time to go for counters. I mean, if Zero Latitude would go for a Meepo as the third pick, for example, ImpreZa could quite easily pick up like an Earthshaker, for example, unless Zero Latitude would want to ban it out now, but we'll see first. They remove a Doombringer. Yes, Doombringer is annoying against Brewmaster. After that, of course, Slark was also banned out, a hero that definitely wouldn't like to get doomed. Are there like any other heroes? I guess like Storm Spirit definitely does not want to get silenced for life.
Yeah.
And I mean, is the Doombringer ban like anything specific? Do they aim for like a hero that... I mean, what heroes are most vulnerable to Doom?
What heroes? Well, if the Doom's actually quick on with his fingers, he can actually potentially get the Doom onto the Batrider. But this is where you would have to have the Lion working with the Doom as well. So I think Batrider would have the most problem. No, sorry, Zero Latitude. Zero Latitude banned it out. They don't want to have the Doom for their Brewmaster, because if he doesn't get the early Blink Dagger, then Doom's going to be one of the worst heroes to deal with. And also the Skyrith Mage ban, I really like this too, just because he has the silence as well. So if the Brew doesn't get the split off, chances are he's just going to be ripped to shreds. He is a strength-based hero, but if you focus everything into that Brewmaster, he's pretty much dead and gone, and we don't even know what other heroes Zero Latitude is going to have. So if they're going to be relying on Panda for most of this initiation, he has to get the split off every time, because ImpreZa, they do have a lot of damage from what they have so far.
Yeah, they would have such easy setups as well for the Mystic Flare in general, just with the Batrider lassoing somebody in position. So, nice ban for sure, but I'm just not entirely convinced if the Doombringer is a worthy ban if you're only worried about the Brewmaster. But then again, no hero ever wants to get doomed, so... I guess it makes sense that way, but ImpreZa picking up a Crystal Maiden now. Both of the heroes that they had beforehand definitely can make use of additional mana from that Arcane Aura. Crystal Maiden herself, though, once the Brewmaster gets a Blink Dagger, her life is gonna be a living hell.
Yeah, crystal feeding, unfortunately, but she is going to be very useful. I like the synergy pick with her, actually, because she'll work well with the Batrider. It means he will be able to sit in the jungle for a little bit longer if he can't sit in the off lane by himself, because he's dealing with a Lion, and Lion himself, he's pretty potent. Stick that with another support with the stun, and if you get a carry that can actually deal a little bit of damage, Batrider's pretty much dead and gone. So he has an option to move into the jungle relatively early.
I think that's like one of the extra strengths of a Crystal Maiden. You have a pretty decent skill set. Yes, you're pretty squishy and you're slow as well. That's the thing I hate most about her. I love the hero, but just give her extra movement speed, buff it a little bit. But if you have like support heroes who can jungle, or if you just have cores who only need like a few levels from the lane and then can go into the jungle, leaving the lane free for supports, I think that's like a great addition to have. And most of the times when there's like maybe a Lycan safe lane, even maybe like an Axe, which just rotates into the jungle, frees up more of the map to farm, it just gives you that little bit of an advantage. And for a support, it's at least like extra gold for support, or the wards rather, for example. So always nice to have such abilities.
Yeah, she'll probably be that position 5 support as well. She doesn't... Well, obviously it's nice to have items on her, but pretty much in a teamfight as a Crystal Maiden, as long as you get all your spells off and then you die, that's completely fine. If you get picked off and you don't cast anything, that's going to be a bit of a loss for you, but She doesn't really need that many items. Her skill set is what's most important for a Crystal Maiden. You don't normally see position for Crystal Maiden because there's so many other supports that actually do much better in terms of picking up those items. So Blink Dagger Lions, what's it? I don't actually quite remember a couple of the other supports.
I guess
Silencer?
like Witch Doctor Aghanims could
Yeah,
have been
Witch
the thing,
Doctor would
but
be.
Silencer,
But we get a
huh?
Silencer.
Me-
Unfortunately, we see a lot of position 4 silencers in Southeast Asia, so I think this is going to be the second support here for Team ImpreZa. Global silence for the Brewmaster.
I-
It's a very long cooldown.
It somewhat helps against the Lion as well. Zero Latitude. Maybe they're not gonna go for like an Enigma now. Not too sure if they even plan to go for one, but it's just Silencer. Ugh. Maybe it's gonna be a core. We don't know yet. It could be played as a safe lane core,
Yeah.
going for like an early Midas or something along those lines. But man, it's gonna be tough. Silencer or Crystal Maiden, one of those I could live with if they are both supports, but a supporting duo with those two, I'm not entirely sure how strong it's gonna be. Now though, Zero Latitude picking up a sniper, maybe a bit of a risky pick considering it's up against a Batrider, but at least Sniper doesn't care too horribly much about a Silencer, for example. I mean, you get silenced, so what? You're just gonna be right-clicking and headshotting anyway.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Sniper. He doesn't have to be in the middle of the fights because that's what the Brewmaster and Viper, that's basically their job in these team fights now. They have to make sure that ImpreZa is away from that Sniper. So if he can watch his positioning, he can deal the DPS that he needs to. There's going to be a mech on the Viper as well. So even if there might be a global silence and Team ImpreZa tries to jump on Zero Latitude, they do have a little bit of sustain. And I was going to mention the Phantom Lancer during the cast sometime, but I didn't know when. But we are going to get a PL here from Team ImpreZa. I'm very excited. What do you think about the Phantom Lancer in Captain's mode?
I saw it yesterday, the first game I cast over like 4 days or something. Execration picked it up in both of their games and, well, second game they wrecked anyway, but first game, Phantom Lancer, it was pretty damn successful to be honest. Also, Sniper won't have the greatest time up against Phantom Lancer, at least finding the correct one. And it just the doppelganger all in all will generally be a great way to dodge things. For example, I do believe you can even dodge a Viper Strike with that if you just use it nicely enough.
Yeah, I
Lich,
think so.
I mean, Lich AoE will, I guess, be the like one of the better things to deal with those illusions, but this Phantom Lancer might be a brilliant pick. Maybe not the best hero to utilize the battle trance of the Troll Warlord, but definitely not the worst either. Might even see a Diffusal Blade on him as well, just because any illusion-based hero does so much extra damage having a Diffusal.
Yeah, absolutely. But I like the Lich pickup here from Zero Latitude. The unfortunate thing with Lich is he doesn't really have a disable of his own. If he wants to cancel TPs, he has to actually cast the Chain Frost, which is a little bit sad, but I like the Lich pickup because it gives you the frost armor to work with. Sorry, I think my microphone in-game is actually not working.
Well,
Is it
you
not
can-
working?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
do you have it
working.
enabled? Oh, it's fine now, I
Yeah,
think.
it's working. Yeah.
Well, at
Let's
least
check
you
it.
noticed,
But,
because most people don't even check it.
I always check it, but you can never see during the draft phase. You just have to assume, okay, I hope everyone can hear me. But I like the Lich pickup. You have the frost armor to work with, and if you look at ImpreZa's lineup, most of their DPS is actually physical heroes. Even though the frost armor it also works on ranged heroes, it's still great against the physical heroes, especially when they're working with the battle trance, the improved attack speed. You're still going to get the attack speed reduction with the ice armor, and obviously the bonus armor, because that's going to be super nice against the really annoying Troll Warlord, as well as that Phantom Lancer that's going to be hitting on your carries.
Yeah, one thing we didn't even talk about is that although the Silencer will be a support here, later on in the game, especially if the Silencer goes for like a Hand of Midas, which I do see a lot of support Silencers go for, having the Glaze of Wisdom with the Battle Trance, that is potentially a lot of pure damage going in the later stages of the game, but it's still not the greatest ones, considering it is a support Silencer, but it's a little bit extra that you will have to work with getting the pure damage. But like you said, Lich bonus armor will be excellent against Battle Trance lineups in general, and it also frees up their lanes to just be a little bit more flexible. As we can see, they are going for a dual off lane with I will playing the Brewmaster and Resonance of Fate on the Lich. Should be a pretty strong dual lane to be honest even. As Heva will be playing the Sniper, Dila up on the Viper, and the last is going to be Show on the Lion for Zero Latitude.
On the side of ImpreZa, I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of trivia here. Playing on the Silencer, it is a stand-in. It is, her name is Dazebi. She is actually from Team PMS. So it's a she playing on our Silencer today. But aside from that, playing on our Phantom Lancer is going to be fantastic. Playing on our Crystal Maiden is going to be Seth. He just popped down at Observer Ward actually in the top lane. We have Dion on our Batrider. And then lastly in the middle lane on our Troll Warlord, it's going to be Meow.
Look at the Phantom Lancer's portrait. Look at those eyes. Like,
Oh,
what?
oh, that's the Alliance set.
I have never... Well, I guess we haven't seen Phantom Lancer in Captain's Mode for so long.
Yeah.
That's like one of the reasons, but it's like... Why is his eyes are like solar beams?
I think it's actually just part of the head cosmetics. So I don't know if it's a kinetic gem or if it's a, I don't know, it's just an effect, but it is a perk if you have that headpiece. So if you like that, definitely go grab that up. If you want, go to the market, grab it for a discount price if you really want to.
Well, at the moment, looking at the lanes, dual lanes for Zero Latitude. ImpreZa, they're gonna have a Batrider, and Viper against Batrider is reasonable on the lane as it is. With the Lion helping out, gonna be even better, but it's not the worst lane for a Batrider, usually just going up against tri-lanes. So it's gonna be fine that way. Whereas Crystal Maiden looks to be jungling straight out from the get-go. Which just means Silencer and Phantom Lancer, how well will they do up against the dual lane of Lich and Brewmaster?
Well, it looks like they're trying to harass out Avile as much as they can. They're just using the last word really to do a little bit of damage, but the issue with the Silencer is that he's a hero that desperately needs levels. He wants that quick level 6. He just needs levels in general. He needs items as well if you really want him to scale well into the late game, because as a support he doesn't provide you anything. If you look at his skill set, he's got the skill set of a carry. Curse of the Silent, that's the mana drain and HP drain. You've got a Glaives of Wisdom, which is a orb effect, which on a support, do you really want an orb effect? And then you have the last word, so that's going to provide a little bit of utility. Global Silence, 130-second cooldown. You can't fall back onto that every time. So he doesn't have the best skill set.
I mean, thank God that they at least have a Batrider Lasso, which is definitely a lower cooldown for that. They're gonna have to rely a hell of a lot for this Batrider to even create the space for it as well, to be honest. But for Zero Latitude, they don't have like the longest cooldowns they have to wait for. I guess Finger of Death is well and good if you have it for a fight, but it's not the worst if you don't either, if you're going for pickoffs. Brewmaster Primal Split is longer, but even a early blink into just Blink Thunderclap, you can easily set up kills with that anyway with a Frost Blast to follow from a Lich. I mean, how many heroes on ImpreZa can even survive like a Blink Thunderclap into Frost Blast initiation?
I don't even think many of them could really. They're all relatively squishy. I think the tankiest hero on their side would have to be the Troll Warlord, but aside from that, everyone's pretty squishy. Until the PL actually gets some item progression, he's going to be sitting on less than 1k HP. Normally that won't happen until he's got
Got one more attack! Heva, Sniper, not gonna get close enough. 13 HP, going into the Berserker's Rage, getting some extra HP from that. Also, the missed chance from those Whirling Axes saving him big time here. He did deny himself, so he's going to be back in no time. Purchased up the boots beforehand. That was a first blood that was kind of completely robbed from Zero Latitude.
Yeah, it actually was, unfortunately.
Well, no first blood yet, but looking at the farm, Viper, of course, as to be expected, doing well for the safe lane, 14 and 6. Just being a nuisance to Dion's Batrider, but Batrider almost level 4 already, so definitely cannot be too upset about how things are going. There's also a triple stack, or no, it's, I guess it's a like stack and a half, just because one of the, or two of the big creeps have been killed already by the Crystal Maiden, but some stacking going on, so Batrider can go and farm up rather
Looks like they're trying to go for a kill here up in the top lane. Crystal Maiden going to throw the Nova first. There's actually the clap throwing it onto DCB, dropping very low. Avile might be able to survive. There's no more damage coming out from ImpreZa. Actually, never mind, that's with the nuke. And the illusion, can it get it though? Down to 25 HP, Avile will get out. And actually there was a TP by the Lion, but no counter kill was to be made. So a little bit sad by both teams, both denying themselves kills.
That is exactly why. Oh, Fantastic might even be in some trouble himself. Rather low on mana.
Too.
Nah, Lich was backing off already. I'm not too sure if it would have been enough anyway, but at the moment it's first of all Brewmaster surviving due to a magic stick and then healing salving as well. I think without the healing salve with like 1 or 2 seconds that it got the duration out. Without that, Spirit Lance probably would have gotten the kill there. So unfortunate for both sides, like you mentioned. still both teams keep on farming up. Viper still number 1 by a pretty huge margin, 25 and 13. So in both last hits and in Nice being number 1 there. Brewmaster up to 12 last hits as well, and for an offlaner, even as it will lane, it's still a pretty good result.
Yeah, it's pretty good so far, but the most annoying thing in this the safe lane here for ImpreZa is because there is a lich in the lane, he's constantly denying EXP to this dual lane up and top. So that means that ImpreZa, they're not getting the better end of the stick in terms of EXP and CS. So normally, if this is the case, you'd want your supports to roam around the other lanes to try and get an advantage somewhere else, because obviously they're pretty much even in the safe lane. Actually, Fantastic taking a lot of damage. Last word, thrown it onto Evile. He will take a lot of damage. There's the one charge thrown onto Fantastic, and that's going to be first blood onto our Panda. Does he be getting that bounty as well? 1.1k gold in his inventory, in her inventory. Oh.
Man, it's just absolutely well done by the side of ImpreZa. Zero Latitude, they totally thought they have the upper hand there, but not only was there a magic stick, it was even upgraded to a full magic one from the Phantom Lancer, so getting those charges, staying alive for long enough. Silencer, it was still a level 1 last word at the time, but for a level 1 ability, doing 150 damage is one of the higher damaging abilities in the game, or at least on level 1. So well done by the Silencer. If she wants to, can go for like an early hand of Midas now, maybe just finish up power treads, build a mech for the team, who knows. But a great start for support nonetheless.
Yeah, especially when it's a support silencer as well. So it gave her those levels, gave her the gold as well. So she's going to be really happy with that. We'll see if she can actually progress to something a little bit bigger. A lot of silencers though, after the Midas, if she picks up that Midas, I actually presume it's going to be a quick Aghanim Scepter. It's going to be really useful against some of these heroes on the side of Zero Latitude. But do you actually think an Aghanims would be a great pickup on this silencer against Zero Latitude's pickup on Zero Latitude's lineup if she picks up that Midas, or would you expect something else like a 4-star Fuel Scepter? Actually in the mid lane, Heva taking lots of damage. Seth trying to finish him off with some right clicks, but it looks like Meow is going to finish off with Lich, getting a counter kill onto the Crystal Maiden, 1-for-1, but mid for a support.
Definitely a great trade for ImpreZa there. Also Troll Warlord, getting a little bit extra from that. Maybe going for like lifesteal, being able to snatch early erosion by himself possibly. But if the Silencer does go for the Midas, I think Aghanims won't be the worst item in this particular game. Ever since it got changed that the Aghanims doesn't provide that extra second duration for the global silence, it's like not a necessary pickup, but it's some decent damage. But I think the biggest aspect is of just it disabling blink daggers as well, which means that Lion and Brewmaster won't be able to just blink in. So maybe they're gonna like global silence, then jump in with the Batrider, or global silence at the same moment that the Batrider jumps in, something like that. Just to make sure there's no counter initiation via blink daggers. That's, I think, like the biggest aspect that you should go for Aghanim Scepter, but this game I think you can do with like maybe straight off Refresher, maybe go for the 4-staff. Being up against Viper, I guess 4-staff will be nice.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea too. There's a lot of options that they could go for, so we'll have to see what they want to go in terms of progression. Although there is a ping up top. Do they want to try and go for a kill? They're thinking about it. Last one. Actually looks like the TB going to be the target. Oh my goodness, clapped into a pancake. Oh, poor Silencer.
Oh god. That's only a level 2 Frost Blast and a level 3 Thunderclap as well. If those spells get maxed out, it's going to get even harder. And Crystal Maiden still hanging about. They might go for the kill. Brewmaster is level 6, wouldn't even have enough mana I think with the magic 1 charges, and they're gonna get another easy kill. Thunderclap, a few more attacks, that's all they need. Frostbite, find some time.
Frost blasting for this one too.
I guess
they really wanted the kill. Crystal feeding, here we go.
After the Silencer death, it's like seeing those heroes hit level 6 on the side of Zero Latitude. That should have been a like big no-no for her to go in like that, but at least she's brave. I don't know.
At least she's brave. Oh my goodness.
Well, meantime, Kiva is trying to just pressure down the tier 1. Has only 2 points into take aim, so cannot outrange the tower quite yet. But even so, it's not like the Troll Warlord can easily get into range of the sniper when there's 3 charges of shrapnel waiting. Oh, top lane, Resonance of Fate in some trouble. Charge forward from Fantastic. Wants to go for it as Batrider loses his own life in the meantime. Another Spirit lands. Come on, illusions are they gonna do the trick
Can
with
they
the
get
charge?
it? They can't! 30 seconds. Oh my goodness, fantastic. Gonna try and overextend for this kill. Even gonna use the bruise split as well to finish off fantastic. And Lich, he's going back in and throws the frost blast. That's pretty much about it, but fantastic. Diving for the support kill, doesn't get it and ends up dying himself. Although in the mid lane things are happening. Sniper gonna die. Meow gonna be hexed up there by Shone. Looks like he's gonna die to the tower. Oh, so much action so far. More than a kill per minute so far. 10 kills, 9 minutes.
Well, what can I say? Phantom Lancer, that greed should have just sat back and kept on farming up, to be honest, because so far it's not like his farm is all that excellent. Brewmaster, after that kill at least, is slightly ahead in net worth. So Phantom Lancer not up to the greatest of starts, and that definitely sets him back even farther. Oh god, they might go for a kill though. Brewmaster is pretty tanky and he's just going to TP out, knowing there's no ways to cancel it. In general, ImpreZa, they have 2 things to cancel it. Well, 3, I guess, if you count in the bashes of the Troll Warlord, as Crystal Maiden, assassinated by the sniper.
Yeah. Oh, but don't forget the... Oh my goodness, what's it called? Flame Break from our Batrider that can cancel out TPs as well. So they've got 3 spell... Was it 3 or 4?
It's
4.
3...
Essentially 4, because they have the bashes, they have the frostbite,
with the bashes
they
it's 4,
have...
yes.
Yes.
And Batrider is pretty close to the blink, although it's going to be a rather slow one in all fairness, but if it's before 15 minutes, it's still viable, to be honest. Mech also finished though on 0 Latitude, so whenever Viper wants to join the fight, suddenly ImpreZa, they're going to have to be able to pull out so much more damage if they want to get kills.
Yeah.
When do you think the Viper will even just start joining fights? Is he just comfy in his own lane, gonna keep on farming up, maybe push out the tier 1 or something, or... Well, he's carrying a TP, so I guess he's just gonna play reactionary.
Yeah, he's got the TP ready, so... Actually, I was gonna pause. Our sniper. Poor sniper is disconnected.
Thank god that it was implemented, to be honest, that it automatically pauses when people disconnect.
Yeah,
sometimes,
nice,
however rare, all 10 players get disconnected at the same time when it's like a LAN or something, so... Almost an immediate pause after that is gonna do wonders in certain games. But for now, ImpreZa, not having the greatest laning phase, but then again, looking at the net worth, it is going fairly well. I mean, Viper is heads above anybody else, but after that, it's kind of stacked. The Sniper is up there, Troll Warlord doing better though. Even Phantom Lancer and Batrider are getting up there now in the past couple of minutes. So for ImpreZa, what's like the game plan? Do you wait for the Batrider, and once you get the blink, do you really go aggressive, or do you like more still sit back and farm the Phantom Lancer, or how would you approach it?
Well, if you look at their lineup, they do actually have a decent late game as well, Phantom Lancer. He's not the traditional hard carry, he's more of the combat carry, but in the mid lane sniper, he is going to be the surprise target here in the mid lane. Meow actually getting the bounty on its head. That's the poor thing about sniper, very squishy hero, very easy to gank, no escape mechanism. But if you look at ImpreZa's lineup, they do actually have a pretty good late game. They have a pretty good late game draft compared to 0 Latitude. 0 Latitude, the only, you could say, best hero that really scales into the late game would be the sniper, and maybe even potentially the lion, if it can actually pick up some items. But Lion, I'm not going to expect that much progression aside from that blink dagger, just because he's going to be a very easy target for ImpreZa. He's going to be a high priority target because he is the main disabler on the side of 0 Latitude's lineup. So it's hard to say, but I feel like ImpreZa is actually going to buckle down and wait for the late game, whereas 0 Latitude, they're going to have to try and finish it up early, but Meow picked off with a Chain Frost cancel.
Well, it's just Viper struck up. Chain Frosted as well. Thank god he died. If he had managed to get out from those 2 ultimates, it would have been absolutely miraculous, but at the moment 0 Latitude looks like they're grouping up. They don't want to give the space to ImpreZa, and probably the right decision as well, also knowing that the lasso is still on cooldown for a little bit. That's just another tier 1, that's 2 tier 1s within the span of like 1 minute. They got the bottom one, now rotated into the mid lane. Wouldn't surprise if they went all the way top. One thing I find extremely surprising is though that Avil on the Brewmaster, he's building towards a drums, having power threats first. I haven't seen that kind of a Brewmaster build for such a long time.
Yeah. It's gonna pop the split though, quite far from the heroes, but going straight after Deceivy. Oh my goodness, poor Silencer. Even Finger of Death as well, they just want to get rid of her, and actually there is a lift. Actually that wasn't a lift, I don't know what that was, but never mind. Can be finished off with the Frost Blast by the Lich. ImpreZa being picked apart one by one.
So nice rotation there coming out. They even got the deny on the tower as well. Lich managing to pull that one off. Primal split, definitely a little bit too far, and I think he would have been able to do the exact same things without using the primal split. So I still think it's worth it, especially since looks like they want to go for the tier 1 as well now. So they're approaching things methodically, having the Lion farm up mid lane at the same time, only 400 gold short of his Blink Dagger. If he manages to not die within the next 2 minutes, he's gonna have his Blink, and that's gonna be a pretty early Blink for a support Lion.
Yeah, I actually think the mindset for splitting so far was that if the silencer actually saw a relay with the cast animation, I think that would have been an instant global silence. So it was actually a smart play if I think about it.
That is the Blink
global silence?
They're still going to get the kill, I think. Flame Break bought some time, but never mind. Assassinate comes out. And, oh, Blinks out too far. So does make it out. I was so sure he's still going to die to the Assassinate, but
yeah,
Blink too strong.
But
that's
too
just
good, though.
Global silence and cooldown, and what's going to stop Zero Latitude now?
Yeah, that's a scary thing. This is the sad part about Silencer, and actually, sure, you're not going to go for it, just going to go for an Observer Ward plot, but Silencer just doesn't provide anything to your team aside from that global silence, especially when it doesn't have any items. So does he be... What does she do?
And it's going to be really hard, but at the moment, Lion going for 2 points into Hex instead of maxing out Mana Drain, which is by far the most popular talent build, just going for Earth Spike max, then 1 point into Hex and just having that Mana Drain maxed out next. Is it?
Nice blink cancel. That was a nice blink cancel there by the sniper. It actually hit Dian with the shrapnel.
God, they get the Hex as well. Should be an easy kill, I think. Then again, gets the Firefly, but never mind. Viper Strike just too much of a slow there, so they get the tier 2 down, they get another kill. Just so much map control they're gaining here. Fantastic. Trying to go for the tier 1. Meow trying to do the same, but might get caught. Gets headshotted. The TP, the other one though, being extremely slow, and Brewmaster going for the primal split as well. Are they going to be able to catch up?
Oh, beautiful juke actually from Meow. Cannot find him.
Really well done indeed. That's like the one place where, or rather Zero Latitude, we're not expecting him to go just closer to the enemy side.
Yeah. Not many people would have actually expected that. Normally you'll see them running in towards the jungle in this direction. Sometimes you see them running around here, but they're the most obvious places. So Troll really thinking about that juking position. So we just saw the Midas picked up on our Lich. It is being delivered on the courier right now. So Lich is going to be rolling in some money soon. I'm actually expecting the fast Aghanim's. Oh, this Aghanim is going to be so good against the Phantom Lancer illusions. It's just going to keep bouncing around the illusions until there's nothing left, and a lot of the time PL's gonna have illusions all the time.
Yeah, those illusions definitely are gonna provide some excellent bounces for them as Meow goes back to the tier 1, finishes it up as well. That's gonna be enough gold for his Yasha to be finished up. And ImpreZa, they are grouped up, smoked up even. Lasso is on cooldown though, because they just killed the sniper with the troll and the Batrider by themselves. They might still get an easy kill though, just Frostbite into like last word, Curse of the Silent possibly. They see Resonance of Fate, they're gonna use the Firefly as well. There is a Chain Frost if Resonance wants to use it. Frostbitten up, Global Silence to make sure there's no counter initiation, so they make it out. Hevados, Mask of Madness just fought. Oh, they get the Hex! Thunderclap as well onto Silencer, and in the end, that one kill was not worth it. Once again, ImpreZa, it's happened quite a bit to them.
Oh, I wouldn't say it wasn't worth it. It was a dominating streak in the way of the Batriders. He got a nice lump sum of 500, but they still lost their 2 supports. And quick pause again, we have a disconnect on our Lion.
Man, at least last time around he reconnected rather fast, and once again Lion already back in the game. It's gonna take a little bit for him to actually reconnect as well, but that's like the fastest reconnect I've seen.
I think he may have just lost a slight connection, then he started the disconnect timer and then he just reconnected. I don't know why, it's just been happening a lot more on the Southeast Asian servers. It could just be me, it could just be some of these players, but it is something that I have encountered. I play a lot on the Southeast Asian servers, probably too much for my sanity, so... Oh, great.
Is it because of the pause or what? But Phantom Lancer lost his glowing eyes.
Hmm? Oh,
never mind. No, it's back. It was because of the pause. It looked a lot better without, to be honest. It looked like an actual being instead of I don't know what, but he might be in some trouble now if Sniper really wants to go. Of course, Sniper by himself, if you go against the Phantom Lancer, you're just probably straight out gonna die. Especially now the Phantom Lancer if the courier has the time for it, it's going to deliver out that diffusal blade. So if it gets close to anybody, that hero might just be dead. Also now there's a 4-step on the Batrider, gonna be able to drag somebody out way farther out of position. Who is even the primary target to just jump upon? Is it the sniper, or is the sniper, or at least sniper should be too far away? If you can't get to the sniper, who's the next target?
Who would be? It's really hard to say. Like, it just seems like the main target you want is the sniper. Otherwise, if there is a chance to get the lasso, maybe even onto the Brewmaster, and then pop the global silence after that to really secure the kill on him. That's a lot of their team fight control down the drain. Because who else is gonna really control the fight aside from that Panda? Because Lion, yes, he can actually do some control as well, but he has 700 HP. So if he gets caught out, chances are he's gonna die as well. So I think Panda might be the biggest target.
I mean, I'm still just so surprised that this Panda didn't go for a blink, just because they don't have that great of initiation, to be honest. I mean, yes, they have a blink Lion now, but just blink Thunderclap, such a great way to deal with things. Do you think it's worth it to just go for power turrets, drums, or I mean, what's the merit of not getting a blink over those items that he got?
I have no clue. Normally, I would just say, just grab the Arcane Boots, grab the Blink Dagger, just be the utility Panda, but maybe they feel that they need a DPS Panda, because Viper, he's gone for the utility build. He's not really a right-click Panda, but there is a fight. We do lose the Phantom Lancer straight away. Diana is going to be the second one to drop, and actually Meow, he's going to be right-clicked up by Vile. He will be finished off, and actually just DP running away for her life from a double damage dealer. Complete team wipe. Zero Latitude, completely dominating the fight. ImpreZa, they just were not prepared. And Global Silence is even used too.
They only have one buyback as well, and that's a Silencer who can't do anything without the Global Silence. I guess with the Global Silence by himself couldn't do anything either. First of all, beautiful blink. The angle from that Lion was perfect. Getting the her spike, didn't even use the Hex to initiate. Just catching two people. Chain Frost also followed up before the Global Silence came. And the Chain Frost pretty much wrecked them. Imagine if it even had that Agony Receptor to follow up. If they lose the Rax 20 minutes in, I guess it's not that disastrous. They have reasonable heroes to deal with Mega Creeps, but it's still so painful. It's just less gold income, less XP to come for them, and they're always gonna have to push it out. I guess mid lane is like the best lane in that sense, because you have to worry about it the least, because it's easier to go to the rest of the map from the mid lane, but
yeah.
Even so.
Yeah, so I think ImpreZa, they're not too worried that it's mid lane. Like you said, mid lane is actually the easiest lane to push down, and it's easiest to defend as well. So it's not too bad for ImpreZa. If it was maybe the top lane or the bottom lane, they would have a lot more trouble trying to defend that, because if they're in the bottom lane, they have to TP up top. If they were on the other side of the map, they're gonna have to TP to, I don't know, just TP home, all the way home. Love hearts on the map everywhere from Zero Latitude. Oh my goodness.
So, looking at the graphs now, it's a massive 12k gold lead for Zero Latitude. It's gone up in like, I don't know, it's like stagnating, spiking up again, stagnating a little bit, spiking once again. XP also about a 10k lead soon enough, and now we do have the Blink Dagger on the Brewmaster, but a funnier pick up a Shadow Blade there for the Sniper. I guess if there's no detection, it might be fine to just escape a Phantom Lancer or something, but Shadow Blade feels like such an outdated item for most people. Oh god, Meow. Just Viper Strike. What do you even do if you get Viper Strike like that? And I don't know why he was that far up without a TP, but the plan was bad.
The plan was bad. I think ImpreZa's just desperate at this point. They're just trying to get whatever they can. Not really kills, but just, even if it means that they are exposing themselves on the map, it just means that they're getting something. But I don't know if they're going to be able to get anything soon enough. It just doesn't look good so far. Because they can't get past the Panda or the Viper. Even though they might get the Sniper, there's still a team behind the Sniper. So how do they lock them down? I don't even know. I just feel like Zero Latitude, they've snowballed to a point where I don't even think you can pick them off if they keep playing safe like this, because they're not overextending. They're just getting what they need and they're just leaving.
I mean, I couldn't even pinpoint out, like, what was the moment where all started to go just downhill for ImpreZa. I guess it might have been like the moment where the tier 1 fell bottom, then they came into the mid lane, got a kill or maybe even two, got another tier 1, then went to the top lane, won a fight, and got the tier 1 as well, plus the tier 2 to follow. I guess from that point onwards, kind of Zero Latitude have stayed rather grouped up and kind of bulldozed their way through ImpreZa.
Yeah. Because they see that they don't even need to be spread out. Because if they get picked off, because ImpreZa's so far behind, they're going to get a massive advantage. They'll probably get 800 gold from a sniper kill. They'll probably get tons of EXP as well, so their supports will suddenly get 2 levels. Because if you look at their supports, you have a level 8 Crystal Maiden and a level 9 Silencer compared to the level 11 supports on the side of Zero Latitude. So they're very under-leveled. They're going to appreciate some levels and obviously some stats, because for Crystal Maiden, actually she's not doing too badly. She's got a preZa, so she isn't as squishy as you think she would be.
She's not doing that bad, she has a preZa. Oh yes! Mission success, but... At the moment, we even saw Silencer selling a magic wand to pick up that Hand of Midas to, I guess, hope for anything. If they get the Aghanim Scepter, it's going to be a little bit better, but now Roshan might be on the table for Zero Latitude. We do have Diana, the Batterer, hanging close by. But this Batterer, ever since he got the Blink Dagger, there's been like, I think, maybe 2 successful pickups with that, and that's it.
Yeah, well, how do they get successful pickoffs if Zero Latitude keep grouping up? If they spread out, if they make the mistake of spreading out thinking they're so far ahead that they can get a little bit cocky, then they're going to get some easier lassos. Like, especially with the sniper. He's by himself in the mid lane, but ImpreZa, they've only got 1 Observer Ward, and it's this one up here. So they don't really have any more river vision, but they do have shop vision. But I don't even think that's going to be helpful in the least either. So, very tough game. Very tough game for the Dire side, but can they come back? I think they can. They do have the potential to come back if they get a little bit of an advantage. Even if it just means a 1 or 2 pickoffs, if they just have that slight chance, I think they can combat Zero Latitude.
So you believe in the Cancer Lancer then?
I believe in the Cancer Lancer. Show, look, we're gonna see it now. Actually, never mind. Fantastic. Overextended Primal Split as well, using everything. Actually, there's a Blink Dagger on the Phantom Lancer. I just realized.
Yeah, he just picked it up, I think 20 seconds, 30 seconds ago from the side shop. I wanted to question you about that as well. I mean, it's just, I think we're going full out split push, and what he just did is not living up to the split pushing style, because he got greedy, he tried to go for the kill, whereas he should have, like, I don't know, blink into the trees, wait out the danger, then go back into split pushing mode. But now that he's dead, this Blink Dagger won't do him any good. Or is it really to just get close to, let's say, a sniper or anything from the back lines, maybe even a lion, just get onto them, try to kill those squishy heroes fast, and hope that it will be enough to take the rest of the fight? I mean, this Blink Dagger...
Just watch Meow here. He's thinking about fighting this, and there's Viper Strike onto Seth. Gonna TP up, but never mind. Seth is just gonna be completely melted by our dealer here. And actually, dealer gonna try and go onto Dion. Dion's extremely slow. 4-star already been used, but never mind. He's way too slow. Can't escape the danger, and he's dead too. Monster kill streak on dealer. This man is fat. Yeah,
it's 15,000 net worth. Next highest 10,000. It's a Viper. It's not a hero that farms particularly fast in general, but 803, another Viper Strike. He's going to get another kill.
Oh, Dazeemi. Finger of Death as well, just to add some salt to the wound. And fantastic. Gonna just throw a bit of a nuke there onto Show. There was a troll battle trance, but what can it do? Meow completely picked off there. Viper gonna go onto Fantastic as well, but double, can he get out? I think he will. Actually, there is gonna be the ultimate coming up from the lead. Just gonna bounce between the illusions and Seth, but Seth finished off with 1 right click there from dealer. 4 down. This is it. GG.
Well, I have nothing else to say, but we waited for this game for like an hour almost. And 26 minutes, GG. Well, I think it's nice in a way that Zero Latitude getting a game 1 like def win isn't that bad, considering that they dominated game 2 anyway. So yes, there's no saying that they would have won game 1 and game 2 had it gone differently with both teams just playing both games, but at least they showed that they were the better team here anyway, at least for this game.
Yeah, for this game. And well, if you look at their draft, it just feels like their draft was so much better than ImpreZa to begin with, and especially if you can execute the draft as well. I don't know how ImpreZa would have been able to come back, because Zero Latitude, they stuck together, they realized, hey, we don't actually have to spread out, we can just go together, grab objectives, pick them off as we go along. Because what can ImpreZa do? They just don't have the heroes to deal with a Brewmaster and a Viper, especially when a Viper is 10-0-4.
And this Viper, impressive play, sort of by the entire team, pretty nicely played. Sniper maybe even had like the least contribution to their win, to be honest, but still well played from Zero Latitude, grabbing themselves a 2-0 victory here. And this is going to be it for this particular series for the Asian division. We are going to have one more coming up, and well, it's going to be an hour away. I'm probably going to close the stream, maybe I'm going to keep it running, we'll see. But Danny, thank you very much for just joining us, and do you have any last words?
To be completely honest, I think we've pretty much said everything we really need to about Zero Latitude, but guys, I hope I didn't do too badly. Best way to put it. I didn't suck.
You gotta be confident. You're gonna be like, if you didn't like it, you suck! Okay, not like that, but...
It's alright, it's alright, it's fine. It's fine, very positive. But guys, thanks for watching. My name is Danelie.
Do you have any social medias people can find you at?
I don't use Twitter, so I'm not a tweeter, unfortunately. But I do use Twitch every now and again. So if you, I guess if you like what I do, follow me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Danelie, Danelie. I've got some other stuff down the bottom. So I think there's like my Facebook page as well. If you want to see how shit I am at Dota, there's my Dota buff as well. So if you'd like to take a look at that too, then definitely go ahead.
Well, there you have it, guys. So, well, for now, that's gonna be it. Thanks once again for tuning in, guys, and hopefully we're gonna see you for 4FC versus Rise at 18:30 CT, which is about 55 minutes away. So see you then.